Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
We are coming out of the pre-show portion. Just wanted to say hello to everyone before we get the game officially up and running. I'll be honest, this is a campaign I had an idea for a while ago. Just kind of the idea of this idea. Twist on some classic D&D stuff that I think is underutilized in horror. And so, thank you guys for helping me realize this.
of course.
Of course, yeah, no problem.
No worries.
Meanwhile, on my end, I have music that is way too calm and peaceful for the atmosphere of this campaign.
My bad. You're doing again. My mistake.
Unfortunately, one person hasn't quite showed up yet. We'll hope that they can appear later in the stream. Oh, looks like they came online now. That's good. But yeah, I am gonna stop this music and get our Underdark ambience playing. The Underdark. A place where the planar barriers are thin and other wild magic seep. The people of the territory say this is due to the proximity to the Destroyer's lair. Others, especially the studious mages of the kingdom of Drycarseld, claim that it is from the same place that both the dragons and the giants gather their magical power, that the core of the world radiates it. In either case, the Underdark is a hostile environment without the planar intrusions that plague it and its inhabitants. One such intrusion has sprouted, and in response, the priests of the Guardian, specifically those based in the Drow capital, have called to aid. Some have gone to answer this call, others happen upon this adventure by chance. This will be a story fending off this threat. We come to a small Sverfneblin town. And I should stop that music, because we are not Overworld Underdark anymore. We are in a town, and thus town ambiance should be had. That is too loud. There we go. Hey, Golden.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
We shall roll a d4 to see who gets introduced first. 3. Golden, if you're up for it, you can be introduced first. If not, we'll go to someone else.
I kind of just woke up.
Understandable. At that point, we will introduce Rylek. And her player.
My name is Cyrus Coulter. I am playing Rylek, a Oni homebrew. Female, about 6'4"
Rylek, you are coming into this...
Red.
Yep, sorry, we're cutting you off there.
I was gonna describe.
Yeah, sorry, you just took a bit of a pause. My bad.
Red skin, 3 horns, just under her bang, just sticking out of her bangs. things in a little frontal crown thing. Yellow cat-like eyes, and a lot of red clothing with a with a grayish collar on her shirt.
If the description is over, may I set the scene for you?
Yes, it is.
Rylek, you have traveled long through the Underdark. It has taken you quite a while, but you've made it through with your dark sight and taking guides where you can. You have been given special permission, shall we say, to pass through the boundary of the territories despite the border being closed. This was given by one of the Dragon Lords, who gave you this permission if you hunted aberrations. You come to this town from the northern entrance, and immediately you can see an inn and a few other buildings. This building right here seems to be a tavern.
I enter the tavern.
Alright. It's bustling a bit. But even over the clamor of the tavern, you still feel that coin that was given to you thrum a bit as soon as you enter the town. The tavern inside is lit with magical lights, although that would be hard to tell from the outside. After all, the people here do not want to attract dangerous predators, but they still enjoy lighting. The tavern is yours to explore as you will.
I go to a table, Rylek goes to a table, sits down, and waits for a waiter.
The waiter, my apologies. Multiple thoughts entering my head at once. The chairs and tables are a bit small for your form. They, while sized up somewhat, expecting larger folk, are mostly sized to the Svirfneblin gnomes, who mostly inhabit this town. Coming up to you is a small Svirfneblin. Their features androgynous. Ah, yes. What would you like today?
Just a pint of ale.
We don't quite have ale here, unfortunately. We do have some Underdark brews, if that would be to your liking.
Something weak. I'm probably I feel like I should be expecting work soon.
Alright. My apologies. They'll head to the back and get you the drink in question. Next up, that is meant to be slash, not a period. 3. Golden, do you feel up to it now? The dice just seem to be targeting you, my apologies.
You didn't fall back asleep.
In that case, Big B, if you would like to introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, my name is Big B. B for short. If you're looking at the Roll20, you might see 653. Anywho, more importantly, I'm playing Valdus Spirits Fall. He is a 6'7" human male dark skin, braided hair tied back but graying at the roots. His mustache is also starting to gray as well. He has what one could describe as furry pauldrons, if you will, and a fairly dapper green outfit. He has also pristine white gloves on and carries himself with an air of importance, yet one might also get an air of intrigue from him as well.
All right. You have the strange knight who came has just recently taken off, and the coin that she gave to you is now slightly thrumming.
Ooh, that is odd. I don't recall any artifact that might act like this. This is truly interesting.
The mayor who you had taken a meeting with will look at the coin. That is an interesting relic. I will not say powerful, for the power is mostly your own. I
Quirks an eyebrow at that.
I apologize for being vague. There's not much known about these coins, just that they lead individuals to their destiny. Hence why they're called coins of destiny.
Coins of Destiny. That is an interesting title. Also presupposes such a thing as destiny or fate. Truly, if this is something that has done this on more than one occasion, this is a very interesting relic.
Roll me a religion check.
Here we go. First roll. No, I don't want to whisper public. Here we go. Ooh. 21.
21. With that religion check, you would know that these coins are significant symbols to the Master, which is especially shown by the 20-sided polyhedron. The Master is an entity which is said to guide the world. Not in a domineering way, but more of the push which sets things in motion. Responsible both for all of the great evils, but as well all of the great goods. AKA the Dungeon Master.
There's a pause as he stares intently into the coin, and this information is recalled and brought to the forefront of his mind, and Valdis just kind of quietly to himself. And so it begins.
You would also know that the coins are made in sets, and that the coins will only resonate when the set is brought together and are all held by those who they are meant for.
Oh, with that information, Valdis will stand up and he will say, "Are you aware of any other coins in this area?"
Not in this area. But
It is
that thrumming. Hold on. I am going to roll something for the mayor really quick. I don't know anything of these, quite honestly.
No issue. I will partake in a fact-finding mission in order to ascertain the true value of this. Of course, in a purely academic manner.
May all the deities be with you then.
and Valdis will turn, bite his lip ever so slightly, and leave.
Alright. We will come then to the southern entrance. As a group of 4 approaches this town. A tall, orcish figure, another one, elven, and another seemingly elven but not full-blooded, and a smaller figure with 4 arms. Amaya, if you would like to introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Amaya. I will be playing Lucille, a spider person called a chitin.
Yep.
She is very small. She stands at about, hold on, wait, let me pull up her description. She stands at about 3 feet and 8 inches tall. She has 6 limbs, 4 arms, 2 legs, and all of her limbs have 3 segments. So her limbs are double jointed. She has chalky pale skin, and her skin is dark gray around each of her joints and her hands and feet. She has long dark hair that is currently tied up in a braid. And she has 4 fingers on each hand, and her feet end in 2 claws. She's dressed in simple, loose clothing, and she has a quarterstaff strapped to her back. See.
As your small group approaches, Raniel, the elven bard, will look upon the town. Finally a place to rest. Sprug, the orc, will just kind of nudge him with his shoulder. Yeah, because you need it. Let's go in.
I just look around to look for an inn. See if I can find one where we, from the side of the town we enter.
You will not see from the side of the town you enter, but if you look
From
around...
the south side, you said?
Yes, from the south side.
Is it the town on the map called Darktown?
I keep forgetting that I have to move the players to the map I'm on. Sorry. So this is the town.
Is it on the Roll20?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So, from the south, you do not see an inn, but if you look a little more, you can see there's an inn here at the north and a tavern about the middle of town.
Okay.
And as you have come into the town, the coin that you are given begins to thrum.
Ooh. I pull it out of my pocket to look at it. Is it glowing or anything?
It is not glowing, but it is vibrating and thrumming.
I hold the coin up to I hold it up to Yannick and say, It's doing something. What does this mean?
Let me roll an Arcana check for him. 13. These objects are more divine than arcane, but I would assume it means that it is close to one of its sets, if not more.
I kind of look around a bit for a tavern or a place for travelers to meet and say, maybe we should look for who has these coins.
That would be a good idea, Spruggle. Pipe up. Well, there's a tavern here, and perhaps I can even perform a bit.
That would be nice. I like it when you perform.
Very well, to the tavern then. We can always sort rooms out later. And finally, the last character we have to meet is Goldens. So if you're ready to introduce yourself and Jacob. At least, I hope you're ready.
No, I'm. Sorry, I'm just sick. So I can introduce myself, but I just don't think I can actually play.
Alright.
Yeah, because I took a little nap earlier and to try and get myself prepped up, but that just the second I woke up for this is like this is way worse now.
Alright.
So
We can introduce you next session if that's better for you.
Probably. I'm sorry, guys.
He can come in late. Like
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah. If you want to hang
Let's
around
do
and
that.
listen, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, I'm probably gonna pass out again. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Care for
I think
yourself
it's nice
first.
that you tried to come in and play anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it also makes sense for my character because I feel like I'm pretty far away anyway. But yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I don't know.
I didn't say all of our one-on-one sessions were happening close together in time.
Yeah,
It's all part of the narrative.
yeah. But anyway, it's alright. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go now before I mumble myself to death.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. Have a good session, you guys.
We'll follow
There's
him.
Oh, he left.
We'll follow Lucille since that was the story we were already following. You and your company enter the tavern, and the coin does begin to thrum a little louder as you do. But there is a decent amount of celebration in the tavern that is. You can hear the thrum, but it's kind of hard to discern anything at the moment.
I want to like just move a bit further ahead than my party and just like hold the coin out to see if the thrumming gets weaker or stronger depending on where I am.
Alright. As you do that, Rylak, your own coin begins to thrum a bit stronger.
Like it tries to fumble it out of her pouch without looking.
Could you, what's your passive perception, if I may ask?
$13?
13? Yeah, it's crowded in that you see, but, if you would like to be more proactive, having noticed the coin, you may roll a perception check.
Me?
I was talking to Rylak.
Okay.
Where do I do that again?
In your skills, their
Found
perception.
it.
Yep.
21.
21! You see the spider person standing, you see her arm in the air, and with a 21, you are able to see the coin in her hand that is vibrating just like yours is.
Rylak just raises the coin, so that the little spider person can see it, and then waits.
Do I see this? I mean, Rylik is pretty big, right?
Yeah, you're able to see it. You see the
Lucille
large,
perks.
you see the large red woman holding up her own coin.
She perks up, and her big ol' ears, which are like long and pointy, also perk up as well. And she looks at her group, and she's like, "I found one!"
Yannick will kind of step up to you. Go to your destiny, little one.
I
Pat you on the shoulder.
She does like an excited little wiggle and just like scurries over to the table that Rylick is sitting at. Hello!
Hello, little one.
You have a coin too.
Yeah.
Did you
Wasn't
also
expecting
pick
it.
up snake-faced lady?
Mine was more of a half elven spoken lady.
Oh. Well, I got it
Same.
with snakes for a face. What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
I'm Riley. What's your little one?
Lucille. Have you been here long? She sits across from Rylick.
Valdis, at about this time is when you entered the tavern.
Do our coins also react to all this?
Yeah, they're thrumming even just a little bit more.
So, walking into the tavern, just greeted with the sight of a larger, obviously infernal influenced individual and a smaller spider-like individual talking. Do I see the coins clearly?
Are you still displaying your coins, Lucille and Rylek?
Probably put my coin down on the table.
Roll me perception, just to see if you notice the coin on the table.
That's a 10.
10, you don't notice the coin on the table, but you have noticed that entering the tavern, your coin has vibrated stronger.
My coin. Rylek just starts fumbling her hand around and looking at the coin, half paying attention to what Lucille's saying. And at that point,
Lucille's coin also begins to thrum louder, and your own as Valdis has entered the tavern.
Vibrating again. I stand up on
Wanda.
air, however little that helps, and I look around.
You will see the human man, which stands out because most of the inhabitants are folk adapted to the Underdark.
I wave at him.
You see a spider
Well,
person
that's-
on the
that's
table
unusual.
waving at you.
A little bit taken aback by the very friendly introduction. Valdis, who does not have his coin out, it is in his pocket, just gives a polite wave back.
Rylek actually flashes the coin intentionally in his vision. And this time,
I also hold up my coin.
Valdis will approach with a curious look on his face.
As your coins are brought together, they begin to shine ever so faintly and stop thrumming.
Oh, that's so sick.
what does this mean?
What was that?
I said, what does this mean?
What does this mean?
It could mean many different things, as this is a relic of the Master. There are many different... And he kind of gestures in the air with his hand. Routes that the higher beings will take in order to communicate their desires.
Whoever made this wanted us to meet.
It would seem so.
What's your name?
Yes, of course. Where are my manners? My name is Valdis. Valdis Spirits Fall.
My name's Rylek.
I'm Lucille.
It is nice to meet you both.
So we have our coins together. Now what?
Very good question. What brought you both here in the first place?
I got conscripted after some lady found me up in the surface and gave this to me. He took it from some dragon lord.
Well, I'm actually here on a job. My guild was contacted about something down here, and I was sent with some friends to look for it. Whatever's happening.
Did the name Lady Zorand ever pass by either of you?
Zerona was the name.
Zorona.
Oh, my apologies.
I met her. She gave me this coin.
Not off the top of me head.
Okay, so she only introduced herself to select members. That is interesting.
Or maybe she had a friend who helped her.
Was there someone else other than a woman in a cloak that gave you this item?
You talking to me or her?
Both.
Cloak, kind of. Look, the only one there was a woman with a cloak and a really big sword. Like, nearly tall as me big.
Zorona was the only one I saw. Zorona was the only one who approached my party before we came down here, right?
Yes.
I
And
only saw Zorona.
With how mysterious this is, you could roll. Anyone who wants to could roll history, investigation, or religion to kind of piece together from the story.
Whatever, it's all intelligence checks. Checking.
7.
8.
18.
18. You would recognize Zerona as a knight of the master, someone whose basically primary job is to go around and hand out these coins to adventurers who are gonna have a big impact on the world. It explains why she met all of you, and I'd say you can presume that she only gave her name when she was asked her name.
Oh, of course. How could I forget? My apologies, I seem to have slipped some information. There is a possibility that I do remember she could potentially be some sort of... I don't want to use the word lackey, but servant, perhaps, of the master, the one that created these artifacts, and she was merely doing their bidding. So it appears that the follies of the gods have somehow befallen our heads at this moment.
You mean some higher power fucked up and we gotta deal with it?
As is every day, living on the mortal plane, yes.
Alright.
I guess that's how it is. Why are you down here? Did you come down here because Zorona told you? Or I'm talking to Valdis.
Good question.
Well, I myself am a seeker of knowledge. I do love to record, learn, study, and I'm a bit of what one may call an anthropologist. I love the study of cultures and peoples and the ways. So I came down here to understand a little bit more about different people's ways, the way they speak, the way they celebrate, etc., etc.
She perks up a little. She says, "You study people?"
I study their cultures and their habits, yes.
Have you met anyone that looks like me yet?
That's a good question. Have I?
You can roll me a history check to figure out that question.
You mind if I roll one just to see if it jogs any memory?
You may as well.
18 again.
18. You know
Nice,
about
smarty pants.
the Chitin Valdis.
12 for me.
12. You think you've seen some of them in your way down in the Underdark, but you're not 100% sure. Valdis, you do know of the Chitin. You know that originally they were experiments of a cult to one of the demon lords, one of the corruptors, and that, well, they are still people with their own free will to live their lives. Some of their cultures are still very cultish in nature.
Okay. 1 second. Just writing that down real quick.
I just wrote in all caps, cult, question mark.
Okay. You will see. God, I can't type. Okay. Lucille will see, and this is not hidden by Valdis in any way, shape, or form. There's a moment of a quick moment of shock, and then just a look of sympathy and a little bit of sadness strikes his eyes as he looks down to you.
Do I notice this outright, or will I have to roll insight to really see that?
He is being
yeah.
blunt about it.
Oh. Her face falls too, and her ears lower, and she says, "Not a good expression."
I do apologize. I do not mean to be rude about it. I am very aware of your people. I have come across the Chitin in my studies. Although you appear to be somewhat different from what I have been made aware of. How much of your people do you know?
Nothing. I'm not from here. Well, my father told me that he found me by a cave to the Underdark, but the cave was collapsed. So he took me in. This is actually my first time down here.
Lucille,
Yes.
you will feel a slight tickle of your mind before it fades.
Can I figure out what that was?
Roll me either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Is just straight, not any skill to try and figure out what that was.
Wisdom, work. I'm gonna roll wisdom. Are you serious? 12.
You don't know what that was.
Oh. What? It was in the back of my head, you said?
Yes.
I scratched the back of my head with one hand and just told my head a bit. Hold on, I need to write this down. my god, I'm so sorry. What did Valdis say before I felt this tickle in the back of my head? I'm so sorry.
He merely apologized for his reaction and confirmed that he was aware of your people's history.
Okay. She just says, "Well, it's a shame. Where is the? Oh my god. Where? How long ago did you see these people? Maybe I can go and ask them."
Yem?
Sorry, I am trying to plan out things. You saw them. You didn't see them necessarily in a settlement. You saw them more out and about, likely hunting or gathering supplies. For this, I'll actually take us to the big map. You probably saw them located about here. But, you have no idea where their settlement is, and they'd probably be long gone by now.
My party wouldn't have seen any of them on our way in, huh?
Nope.
Valdis will straighten up a little bit and say, one, my apologies, Rylak. I seem to be taking up quite a bit of this conversation and cutting you out. That is not my intention at all.
Rylak shakes to attention. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Or just go lost in thought.
It's no problem. I wanted to reiterate. And Valdis's voice changes, and it sounds gravelly. And he says to you, I don't wish to exclude you from this conversation, but he says that line specifically in Infernal.
You speak that too?
But indeed I do. I am a studier of the people.
Most people don't like it when I speak that.
It is a beautiful language. Of course, when used appropriately.
And again, I'm also swinging my club up at people's faces when I'm swinging it. So,
I would be rest assured that anything that you attempt to do would be not only, and again he searches for a word, seemingly looking in the air to pick it out, would be definitely warranted, but no doubt skillfully done as well.
I'm gonna do an insight check. Like see if he's just trying to lead me on.
The question is, B, were you saying that in Infernal or in Common?
I only said that one line in Infernal.
Okay, yes, then a insight check.
God damn.
Ooh, that's a nat 20 even then. Yeah, like, was Valdis completely honest?
Valdis was completely honest.
And that is what you get from that check.
Rylak smiles and gives a little nod, but there's a faint sadness in her eyes that doesn't quite go away. I'll take your word for that.
and there's a little bow that he gives, and he says, that word. Sorry. And that is the kindest gift you could give me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I found you two together. Lucille, you mentioned that you were part of an adventuring group. Was Rylek a part of that? Did you come together and...
Oh no, I was
Oh, no.
conscripted by the Dragon Lord. Or I've been here for about an hour. An hour before Lucille showed up.
Yeah. Right. I found Rylek in here already. I came with other people. I look around the tavern for my friends, for my party.
They are sat at a table just to keep an eye on you.
I point over at the table and say, "That's the party I came with. They're from my guild." Hold on, I'll introduce you. She hops off her chair and runs over to the others and says, come meet the other coin holders."
There you come.
Sorry, I just keep forgetting these characters' names.
Oh, sorry. It's Yannick is the half elf, Sprug is the orc, and Raniel's the elf.
Raniel will be the first to stand up. Alright then, time to meet your new friends. And
Like, take
your whole party will travel over. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I am Raniel. Sprug. Yannick.
and I gesture at between like the other two. I say, "That's Voldis, and that's Rylek."
A pleasure to meet you then.
Hello.
Valdis will say, pleasure in common to the half elf, pleasure to Sprug the orc in orcish, and pleasure to the elf in elven.
Oh, a linguist then, Yannick will say. Clever.
I try.
Now, if you're another coin holder, then Lucille may need your help. I'm not sure she knows Undercommon.
I say in Undercommon. I do speak Undercommon, in fact.
I stand corrected.
I look over at Valdis and Rylek and say, "We're here to investigate we're here to investigate like disturbances, right? Like down in the Underdark."
Yeah, you basically, your guild took on the job from the Temple of the Guardian, and so you're kind of here to help with that.
Were we told of any like description of what the disturbance was like?
You have been told that it is a threat from the far realm.
Okay. No.
Really quick, could I get everyone's just the thoughts on their head, like their character's head, not your guys's, for clarity's sake. Just what your character is thinking about at this current moment.
This is literally just the words of what the heck just happened. I blacked out for a sec.
And for Valdis and Lucille,
I still know what my party came down here for, and so I just like currently thinking at the moment, maybe they've seen or heard about something related to these disturbances. That's why I brought the party over.
alright.
Valdis is trying to mull over in his head how he should break to Lucille the story of her people and how to break it in a way that she will not overreact.
Yo, I did not expect backstory stuff to come into play so early.
All right. Lucille, can I get a wisdom save from you?
Oh no.
Oh no.
17!
17. All right.
Let's go.
You all may go about, but you are going about.
Okay, well. I haven't asked the question yet, so.
My friends and I are here to investigate something weird going on down here. Valdis, you've been down here a while, haven't you?
For time being, yes.
Have you heard or seen anything weird?
It is the Underdark. Miss, there is quite a bit that would be considered weird to anyone who lived on the surface before.
Well, okay, that's fair. But have you heard or seen of anything that shouldn't belong here? Like monsters or something?
It is interesting that you bring that up because I was made aware by the town's mayor as I was visiting with him earlier that there were some sightings in the nearby area of Grimlocks that seemed to be threatening, at least in a psychological way, the nearby inhabitants.
Do I know what a Grimlock is?
You may roll a brain history. History check would be what it was.
12.
With a 12, you do not.
Since I don't know, I look over to Yannick, since he's the smartest one in the group, in my opinion, and say, I just say, "What's a Grimlock?" You said.
It's a Grimlock.
And this is Yannick you were asking, or?
Yes, Yannick.
I'm not as well versed in history as I am with Arcana, but if I believe correctly, Grimlocks were once cults devout to far realm entities, also known as Elder Evils, who were chased into the Underdark and adapted to live in the conditions.
So, it's unusual that they're here doing this stuff.
It's not unusual they're here. What did the mayor say was unusual about their behavior?
The mayor was speaking about how the intelligence that they seem to be displaying is more so than what they normally were.
What is it they're up to? Are they hurting people?
Sprug will kind of quietly gesture to the rest of the party, and then he and Yannick will leave while Raniel goes about to talk with the townspeople.
Should I come with you?
No, we're just gonna do some investigating.
Okay.
Lucille,
Yes.
to answer your question, I apologize. I was diverting because I wish to tell you in a way that is concise, clear, and effective, but not overwhelming. I, again, am aware of the history of your people if you wish for me to elaborate.
Oh, yes, please.
She sits back down on her chair and leans in.
Well, long ago, your people were created, much like many other species and races of people were created, although yours were under a circumstance of more ritualistic ceremony.
She tells
A-
as you keep talking.
a ceremony not of one that would be commonly considered holy, at least in the pure divine sense.
Okay.
Your people are remarkable in their strength and tenacity. And they, despite this upbringing of a demonic origin, they are still alive, well, and thriving down here in the Underdark.
You speak as if you're preparing to tell me something bad.
Well, as people that were created by a certain entity, they have and I say they as a wider spectrum. Obviously, you are not a part of this as you were brought up elsewhere. So this is a generalization that does not apply to every member of your kind. But for the most part, they still do have a connection with the entity that brought them into being, and they have a fervent connection with them.
Oh. Do you know who made them?
Would I specifically know who made them?
Do you know of them? Just who did it?
That would be a religion or history check.
Also, so sorry if you can hear like talking and like doors opening and shutting in the background. My sister and her friend got here.
Would I argue a could I argue an Arcana check, because this would be about another plane of existence since I know they're demons?
Yes, you may also Arcana.
Okay. Here I go. Oh god. Okay, yep. Please public roll. Damn it! 12.
12? You don't remember, but if it's worship, at least a lesser idol level being, possibly a divine being. For context, the deities of Librasum are broken down into two levels. Lesser idols are less powerful. Traditionally, your more traditional warlock patrons, and they can be slain. Divine beings are much more powerful. Your traditional gods, although they do not go under the name of gods except for inside the kingdoms, and they cannot be slain.
I do not recall specifically the entity that bore your people into life. It most likely, if I were to hazard a guess, would not be a member of the higher pantheon, but perhaps a lesser idol. I could possibly hypothesize that maybe I would doubt it would be the border guard, but I do have studies on this. I can look into this for you if you wish.
I don't I'm not really big into the pantheons and worship. But I do want to know, are the Kaitine bad?
Ralek, Valdis turns to you, and you just see a look on his face of just,
Like all 8 of her eyes are just like big, a little puppyish, but she's just like, are we? It's like, are they bad? Do we come from bad people?
Raniel will return to the table.
I am
No.
no.
People are bad, just the actions and culture which push them to certain actions.
She doesn't know that. She just wants, like, she's a bit naive in that sense, but like she just asked Valdis, like,
But
You learned about the Kaitine. Are they bad?
well, Raniel had come up and told you that, Lucille, upon seeing your reaction.
Oh, Raniel's still here.
Yeah, he's talking
Oh.
with the townsfolk in the tavern, gathering information.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She kind
And-
of down. Oh, I'm sorry, Riley. What was that?
And to answer Valdis, Rylek's just gonna go, just shrug her shoulders,
Lucy,
with a blank face.
Lucille looks kind of down after that news. And she kind of like doesn't know what to do for a second. And she just like clears her throat and like,
So you didn't. So those Grimlock things. That's the most unusual thing you've seen, right?
I mean, I've seen many different ways of utilizing fungus and mushrooms down here, and I've seen many different inventions of the Underdark that are quite strange. But I
Like
have
a
not
deviation from the Underdark's norm.
I have not actually seen a Grimlock in person. I know of them. If I were to see one in person, I would probably die.
Maybe I would too. But
and she like kind of like pats at her lap and hops off her chair.
I'm gonna go see if other people saw or heard anything unusual.
She just like wanders away to go to go talk to people with Raniel. Her ears are still like lowered. She's still a little like, wow, what the fuck? She got hit with some bad news.
Right.
You could-
Would
You
you?
could have put that a lot more delicately.
I don't wish to mince words when it comes to people and their people. They deserve to know the truth, but yes, I agree with you. That should have been handled much better.
Then again, this is coming from someone like me.
A person deserving of respect. No different than any other.
Go.
Can I roll investigation or something to see if I get news of? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. News of anything else
Well,
that the
that
town might consider unusual.
you could either roll persuasion yourself, or you could give Raniel advantage on his check.
Oh, I really should have made like stat blocks or something for her party. I'm sorry about that.
I've got filler stat blocks that'll work fine.
Persuasion, you said?
Yes.
I have negative charisma, so I'm gonna just give Raniel advantage.
This will be a +2 on the roll. Oh,
Holy.
you're right. Talking around, you don't hear too much out of the norm physically, although you get the sense that a lot of people are hearing voices that aren't there. They're feeling weird things in their minds. It's just all a little bit strange in people's cognition. If that makes any sense.
Well, it lines up with Valdis's comment about Grimlocks performing some kind of psychological manipulation or warfare. And there's nothing else?
There's nothing else out of the normal.
I go back to Valdis and ask, those Grimlocks you heard about, where were you told where they were located?
As you come back, Valdis is a little bit lost in thought, thinking, just kind of staring down at the table. And when you come back, he kind of jumps and goes, "Oh, sorry. Yes. The mayor had mentioned that they were DM. They were alongside the town's outskirts, right?
Yeah, they're just they look like they're scouting out the town.
It appears that this might be a reconnaissance mission for them, and that they will be plotting something further in the near future.
Look over at Raniel, say, we might need to scare them away.
Yes, we might. Sprug's good at that, isn't he?
He is very good at that.
So I got the distinct feeling they ain't gonna be scared away by us. By nothing less than a little bit of blood. Just call it a gut feeling.
Well, Sprug's good at that too.
Like this.
I look over at Valdis and Rylik.
Come on. To handle this thing? Whatever it is.
I got nothing better to do. Oh, and was Rylik assigned to this town, or like?
So basically the rundown is that when Lady Zorona gave you the coin, she told you that this would be the location it proves useful.
Yeah, I got nothing better to do. Who puts down on drink? Think that she has not sipped a single time. I'm ironically, and stands up ready to leave. Pretty much ready to leave.
I was planning on looking into matters further, but if I could possibly ask, I would like to attempt to maybe single out one of these Grimlocks, and perhaps, if they are more intelligent like the mayor has stated, perhaps try to dissuade them from their course of action. I am keenly aware that these Grimlocks used to be normal people of varying persuasions, so I do wish to try not to spill as much blood as I can.
We should find. Yeah, I look at Raniel and say, we should find Yannick and.
Sounds like a good idea. Make sure they don't get themselves in trouble.
Hope Sprug hasn't started a fight with them yet.
You want to join in, do you?
No. Not right now.
Alright, let's get going then. Alright.
Wander out.
Yeah, you kind of notice the town's kind of circular, so they're mostly kind of just kind of going around the inner ring, seeing what they can see, looking out, and then they head around outside the houses, see what they can see with their 60 feet of dark vision. Oh,
Dark vision.
hey, Lucille.
Yes?
Oh, just greeting you. Sorry.
Oh. Sorry. I thought it was Valdis talking to me. But, we heard about who's speaking to me, by the way.
Sprug.
Sprug.
Sorry for my voice acting.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. You guys are just a little bit quiet, so I have a hard time making it out.
We heard about something going on in town. Like people are hearing things and feeling things in their heads. Did you hear something like that too?
Yannick will think for a moment. I can't say I have.
I gesture at Valdez.
He told us about Grimlock's scouting out the town. We're gonna go look into that.
It's what we've been doing. Haven't seen any so far, though.
You said you wait, did Valdez tell us they were already say that they were like found on the north side of town?
They've kind of been found all over town, is what's happened. Not in any one particular place more than any others.
Maybe we should get out of here and post up and wait for one to show up.
That sounds like a smart idea. Rylak says, having followed them all.
Valdez kind of catches up and is looking a little bit unnerved as the potential for conflict is starting to rise. That is indeed a possible course of action. I do believe that if we get caught out in here, this might be a bit of a problem. Question, Lucille.
Yes?
You mentioned that despite the fact you didn't live in the Underdark, you still know how to speak Undercommon, correct?
Yes.
That is good news. Do you happen to know any other tongues that might be helpful down here?
I learned Sylvan.
Valdez kind of perks up at that. Oh,
I don't
well,
help down here, but I know it.
true, it might not help down here, but there is always a useful avenue for everything. Rylak, do you happen to know another tongue besides Common and Infernal?
Does what do you think in Eastern Common?
Fair enough.
It is not a language Valdis knows.
Would I be able to ascertain what it is based on my background?
I would say
Yes.
with an intelligence check.
Okie dokie. Here we go. That's a 17.
17. You're able to ascertain that this is a language of the material realm. You haven't had too much experience with languages other than that of Lactellus. But also, yeah, I would say you can imply more if you know, like, Rylak's path, or, well, actually, my apologies, because Rylak mentioned that she had met a Dragon Lord. That implies travel through the territories, which is to the east of the kingdoms, which is less likely that it's a southern language and more likely it's an eastern language.
So that would imply a giant descendant or a draconic descendant?
That would imply someone from beyond the continent to the east across the Great Desert.
Ah, gotcha. then I amend my previous statement. And he just, again, another little perk up as there is something that he does not understand, and that makes him very excited.
You don't understand You don't understand Eastern Common? I mean, it's... At least that's what it's called around here, I think.
I may have dabbled at some point, but I don't believe I have retained much of it, so a conversation I could not have.
Understandable. Took me a month or two to get the hang up a Western Common.
Well then, perhaps, and I understand, I apologize, I am taking up a lot of your time at the moment as the Grimlocks are a pressing matter, but if I could perhaps propose a deal.
Let's talk about that later.
Are we talking while we're walking, or are we stationary?
Whichever you wish.
We can be walking, I guess.
Well, we haven't figured out which side of town to like go to yet, like north side or south side.
I don't think it really matters since they've been seen on all sides.
I'll go north. Rylek will go north.
I assume we're all sticking together, so I'm also gonna go north.
You want that discussion? You better come with us.
Valdis keeps pace. As I was saying, I am a searcher of knowledge, and it appears that you two have a little something I could use. So, how about a trade?
What sort of trade? Hey.
Trade for what?
I am taught the languages that you know, or at least a little bit of a cheat sheet I could use. I can infer from there, as it has been quite difficult, especially for me, to obtain anything of Fey relevance. But, yes, perhaps just a little bit of information from you, and I could then provide information you may be seeking. I am quite knowledgeable in the matters, so...
You've already given me the knowledge I've been looking for. And by the way, I'm sorry if my reaction was not what you wanted. That wasn't exactly what.
I'm not exactly sure there's much information you could give me that I can't figure out on my own.
Yeah, you're probably better asking Yannick for things you don't know. He's smarter.
Oh, but there's so much in this world that eludes the eye without a closer look. And I'm not saying that you have to come up with something now. Let me call it a debt. I would owe you some sort of research or a question, and I would answer it to your satisfaction.
Alright, I can deal with that.
Make a note of that. Like, literally, make a note of that.
You got a deal for me? See? Rylek says as now taking a slightly quicker pace. Ace having spotted somewhere to lean against so she can sit down.
Yeah, as we're talking, I'd also like to look around for places where we could kind of hide and watch for Grimlocks to show up, if they do show up.
All right. One moment as I roll something.
Five Trasks appear.
All of you will notice as you search a small rat. But, Lucille, you notice something wrong about this rat.
I do. What do I see?
The top of its head is translucent, and you can see its brain.
I chase after the rat so I can get a closer look.
What is your speed? Do you have any bonuses to your speed at the moment?
Hold on. I have a walking speed of 40 feet. Features and traits.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I do not have Step of the Wind. Never mind.
Alright. Well, with 40 feet of
Right?
movement
Since I'm
speed,
from here, I didn't write it down, but
since you have 40 feet of movement speed, you're able to just dash right up to the rat, and you're able to act before it runs away.
I run back to the others and just hold it up and say, "Look at this rat's head!"
Rylek leans in close, like Osen is like, bloody hell's wrong with his head?
Um,
Is it normal?
Sprug and Raniel are more like, what? And then, Yannick is kind of trying to understand what, like, is looking at it with curiosity.
Are there any like wounds I can see on the rat that pop like bite marks or something? Anything wrong with its brain since I can see it?
None.
What do
Um,
the rat's eyes look like?
the rat's eyes look somewhat normal, you would say?
Oh,
Sign. We are not supposed to see a rat's brain.
I want to put it down, but I feel like I shouldn't.
Alright. I just gotta roll something else. 12. Is there any bonuses? All of you looking at this rat. Actually, let me just double check. Yeah, all of you, when you look at this rat, it's weird because you can tell that this thing is trying to act like a normal rat would when it's captured. That this isn't its normal reaction. And Lucille and Valdis, the thought enters your mind, almost as if it's not a normal rat.
Rylek just asks, is this even a normal rat?
At that,
Like without thinking.
you all will hear crashing, screaming, and some primal yells from the town.
I
As
roll and drop the rat.
that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Oh, that was fun.
I get the feeling we're gonna be rolling initiative soon.
I fucking please. I want to fight something so bad.
I hope you guys like that. I hope you guys like the way I got the party together, that the deal with setting up the plot.
I think it was great.
that was fun.
Glad
Yeah.
to hear it.
I'm looking forward to how you treat Lucille's party because I'm sorry if you weren't expecting add-ons.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm gonna make the best of it.
Just fuck me up, dude. Just fuck me.
So yeah, hopefully next week we can meet up. Hopefully Golden will be good then. But
Golden feels better.
yeah, hopefully they feel better.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I
Um,
love your accent, by the way, Rylick.
Huh? Huh?
I love your accent, by the way. That's the Cockney accent. Fuck.
It's my best attempt at female British or whatever.
Hmm.
It's my best attempt at an Australian version of this.
I've been told my British accent sounds a lot like Australian, but that's okay.
but yeah, thank you to everyone in the audience who showed up. I am this time gonna remember to raid because I have a habit of forgetting to raid. So yeah.
I did tell my friends about I'm in a group chat. I did tell my group chat about the about like your stream and stuff. So I
That that would
hope they.
explain the 4 viewers I had at the beginning of the stream that seem to have petered out by now.
Aw,
It's fine. I'm used to not getting too many viewers because I'm new at this.
yo squad, if you're still here, hi.
So
Oh,
yeah.
I wanted to just ask, did Lucille agree to Valdez's deal?
Oh yeah. She defo did. I could have sworn I said something, but yeah, she did. She's not sure what she could offer to this deal, but she sees no harm in it, so she accepts.
Thank you.
But she's probably not gonna. She's probably thinking to herself like, oh, I'm probably not gonna see like the fruits of that deal until like way later when I want to learn something else.
Raid. Oh, actually no. I'm gonna raid someone I watch regularly because that's an option. So we are gonna be raiding Tom Fox, who is playing Minecraft. So thank you everyone for coming, and raid will begin.